Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitching with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all having a great Wednesday. Well, today, as you can see, we are going to be starting on this silk peony. And I thought as I was getting ready to prepare the silk, so to speak, I would show you how I do it. And the color I'm using is 221. Let me set that over there. So what I do is I take 1 6-strand of thread and I get it all even. Hang on. Some days. And I grab a hold of all the strands. I fold it in half and I cut it in half. Now you have 6 strands that are all fairly even. So I come down to here and I only take one of the 6 strands. I set the other one aside. And do you see how this is all separated like that? I take 3 and I hold 3 in one hand and 3 over here. And I know, I put a knot in it like that. And I take the other one and put a knot in that one, and that's going to keep your 3 strands from going bling, you know. Then I separate them. I'm usually sitting at my table, so I have a place to set these. Oh my goodness, that's going to drive me nuts. And then I just kind of, whoops, I'm sorry. We're having a day. Set it in a little pool on my table over there. And those are ready. And then we're going to pick up our other half of the thread and do the same thing. And now this may not be the way that everybody does it. It's just the way that I do it. And it keeps them together. And I don't, at this point, I don't put any wax or anything on them. They're just ready to go. So I've only put the wax on when I am ready to stitch with that. Get them all separated here. Some days it goes easier than others, so I'm just going to set them way over here aside. So, and then I'll get one of them and put it aside. Now I leave that knot because for me, everything goes so much easier. Well, I guess it would have if I had separated it right. So I'll have to go back. Oh yeah, we're having a day. Okay, we'll set those 2 aside. Hopefully I got one of them right. I got 4 in one and 2 in another, so that's what the issue was. All right, let's get one that has 3. We'll put those 2 aside. No fault. And then I take my wax, and I like this wax better than the rounded one. I use them both, you know. This just gives it a lighter coating than the one that's in the circle thing. So I just have my knotted end and just kind of hold it down and pull it across the wax. And it kind of conditions the thread. And cut the ends. Get my needle. And thread it. This is why I don't do this on camera. Because it takes me a hot moment to get it where it needs to be. Well, why are we doing that? Seriously, Laura. This will work just fine too. Get one of my needle threaders. In fact, it probably works far better than me trying to thread it through there. Oh yeah. We'll just set that aside. And then we're ready to stitch. And let me just move that up and grab a hold of my material. And we're going to go. This also keeps the thread where I need it to be. I, for the life of me, have tried to just pull the thread across, you know, and leave it unknotted, not with the silk thread. It does not work. But I wanted to show you what I did when I get, let's say I've run out of the symbol in that area. And it takes a hot moment for the thread to actually get there. We're going to take this off just because it's too heavy. I don't need it today. What I've found is after you've pulled it through the material a few thousand times, you know, making your stitches, that your loose end over here starts to get kind of frayed. So I will show you what I do with that. That is, if I can just get it to move. But it's been laying down really good. This would probably be better if you put it in a frame where you went up and then you went down, you went up and down. But, you know, I can't seem to do that, so I just use the sewing method. But this conditioner, I don't know who I got it from. Well, all the stores seem to carry this. They carry this, and I don't have the other one. Of course, there's not one here. They're all out and about. But I don't know. The other one kind of added too much weight, shall we say, to the silk thread. And it's not silk, it's rayon. But I found it goes a lot better than it has. And I can work on it a lot longer. Some days I just have no patience. But it, like Jill said, Jill Green, she said it can't be rushed. And you're right. It goes a little bit slower than regular cross stitch. Unless you're proficient at using all this newfangled stuff. Okay, so I'm going to end this right here, just for the purpose of this demonstration. Trying to get it up a little bit closer. So I just go through the stitches that are on the back, and if I can get it to come through, and then I go through the loop and make a knot and just get it as tight as I can. This is not as the jumpy thread that we used to have, like even 5 years ago. This stuff is so much better. Okay, so see how it's starting to get a little ratty? That's what I call it. And then look at the other end. See how it's coming apart? So this is not the part where I cut. So there's the part that I cut. I take this and cut off that end just a little bit. I tie it in another knot, and that becomes the bottom part, because if you let this go through the whole length of this thread, you'll have this much that's just really ratty. So I just work it into the canvas, because once it's into a cross stitch, you can't tell the difference. And so next, let's say I only had like 5 or 6 rows that I had to do. Holy cow. If I can just get it in there. I would turn it over again. Take the ratty end, put a knot in it, and then go from there. And it works just fine. And that way, you don't end up wasting a lot of threads. You're alternating which end of the thread you're using. I hope that made sense. Now sometimes I can take the thread, you know, all the way to its end. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But this saves a little bit of this thread. And if it starts to get, like, see how, I don't know if you can, see how it's twisted? I just move it in my fingers and undo it, and it'll make it lay down a lot faster, or flatter. Not faster, flatter. So those are just a couple of the little tips that I picked up from working on these, and how to save the thread, because I noticed I was wasting, oops, I thought it was all in there, a lot of end thread. I wouldn't take it nearly as far as I would the cotton thread. Oh, for Pete's sake. Get there, please. So if you've got any other hints or tips, you know, put it in the comments section below. And let the viewers read, you know, what works for you, you know. So this was more of a demonstration today than, you know, an actual stitch along, but I wanted to show you how I started and how I stitched with this. For crying out loud, we're having a day. Come on. And every once in a while, I have to take my needle all the way down to the canvas to get it to be kind of untangled, if you will. Oh, why are you doing that, please? There we go. Because it just gets weird. What did I do with that thing? Oh, here we go. But I try to take it down to at least 2 inches or less, you know, of thread at the end. Okay, put that over there a minute. And we can just keep stitching. We had a little hitch in our get along. Holy cow. So if you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I will try to answer it as best of my knowledge. This goes so much better when I can see. I'm telling you, my other light is so much better than this. And it takes a hot moment, you know, to get used to how it feels, how it goes up and down through the material. you know, but there are some people that can just pick this up and just do it and not have a learning curve. Me, I had to have a little bit of a learning curve. So as you can see, I've got about 3 inches of thread here. Trying desperately not to pull it out of the needle. I don't know that I will or I won't make another stitch here. We'll see. But this is the only way that I could, now I can't turn. If I can't turn the needle, we're messed up. And then just take it right through your already stitched parts. And sometimes I can get it back through there again, depending on how much I left. But as you can see, I had maybe 2 inches left of the thread. So there you go. That's all I had left. And it stitched just fine. Now I've lost my stupid needle. Oh my goodness. We are a mess today. But I hope that made sense for you. I know we didn't get much done. But it lays down just fine. Just fine. Now some people don't even use the thread conditioner. So that's up to you. This is just beeswax. That's what this is. And that's what that other stuff is as well. So alright guys, well thank you for joining me today. I know it wasn't very long, but I did want to demonstrate on how I started and how I stitched and how it went. You know, 9 out of 10 times it goes just fine. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.